Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tammy and today I'm just telling you about some of the samples that I've been sniffing lately. I was able to get my hands on some pretty popular and hyped niche perfumes and I have some thoughts on them. So starting out with the KAYALI OUDGASM line. I was pretty interested when I saw this release and I really wanted to smell them for myself. So I hopped online and I found some samples on surrendertochance.com. I have purchased samples there for years now. I am in a remote location, so they do take 2 or 3 weeks to get to me, but thankfully they arrived the day before the Sephora sale. And I ended up really liking one of those 4 better than all the rest. And I ended up purchasing a mini size. So the 4 in the OUDGASM collection, I'm sure you know, it's Cafe Oud, Vanilla Oud, Rose Oud, and Tobacco Oud. So I have my own thoughts on them. I really liked the Vanilla Oud. When I first sprayed it, it had a really nostalgic feeling to me. It gave me a memory of being at a swimming pool in the summer outside. I don't mean that it smelled like chlorine or anything. For some reason, it gave me this nostalgic memory of being at a swimming pool. No clue why. I really loved the vanilla that's in this. It's a very powdery, light vanilla in my opinion in this one. But the only thing is it becomes very smoky. I'm guessing that's the oud. I feel like the oud in 2 or 3 of these fragrances becomes very smoky in a very electric smoky way. Have you ever been around anyone who's using a soldering iron? Or even one of those wood burning kits where you have the little metal pen and you draw in the wood and it burns the wood. That's the kind of burning smell that I get from especially the Vanilla Oud, but there are a couple that have that same underlying smokiness. You know how they have the Bakor and like the little pieces of oud and you see the smoke coming out of it? That's what I'm smelling in here, like that smokiness. So even though I loved the vanilla in this, the smokiness took over. Could not do it. Could not do it. The Cafe Oud came out at first with an artificially sweet coffee smell to me with a lot of greenness, like grass, like pure grass. And I had heard the perfume guy talk about this, and he had mentioned that it reminded him of Café Tuberosa by Atelier Cologne. And that was actually one of the first perfumes that I ever smelled when I got into this perfume journey. In 2019, I found a discovery kit from Atelier Cologne in Sephora, and that's what started this whole ball rolling. And when I smelled Café Tuberosa, I was just so confused. I was just like, it smells like coffee and grass, like you spilled coffee all over yourself and you got grass stains while you were rolling down a hill. And then later it becomes more of a realistic bitter coffee. It does have a little bit of soapiness in it. Maybe that's the greenness that I'm interpreting as soapiness. I've never been able to wear like realistic coffee scents because I do keep thinking that I spilled coffee on myself and I don't like that feeling and that it just bothers me. But if you do love coffee, I think that the Cafe Oud would be an amazing choice because it really is beautiful. And the Rose Oud is a really beautiful rose, and it does have a little bit of that type of smokiness, but it's not enough to bother me. It actually is balanced enough with the deep, like a velvety rose, that I actually quite enjoy it. Spoiler alert, this is the one that I ended up purchasing. I have been loving rose. I went from starting out my journey and hating rose and thinking it smelled powdery and green and too spicy and just, I never liked rose. And I slowly, as I got older and as my nose started developing, I started loving rose. And so I'm really having a crazy moment with rose. I feel like I can't go a day without some sort of rose perfume in my life. It reminds me a little bit of a very, very, very dialed down version of either Shagaf Oud or Genesis by Brandt. It's that kind of like deep, sexy rose that's very woody, but it's like if those are a 10, this is a 2. This is a very like soft, and there's a little bit more of the smokiness than I realized, but I'm pretty happy to have the little mini of this one. And the Tobacco Oud, my gosh. Okay, something funny about this is you've heard people say that ouds can be either medicinal or they can just be very woody and sexy and creamy, or they can be barnyard. I've never really experienced that until this one, and I didn't experience it when I first smelled it. The first day I got this and sprayed it, I just thought, oh, it's a very smoky, dry tobacco with very smoky oud. Okay, so don't think I'm crazy, but it's a good barnyard. This is one of the driest scents that I've ever smelled. So any barnyard droppings that may be in the area in my mind in this scenario are all the way dried out because it is a hot, sunny, crusty, dusty day. I'm saying this in a good way. I know it doesn't sound like I am, but I actually am. Like, I'm picturing a cowboy with like dried dung on his boots that's crumbling off, and the sun has like dried everything out, so it's not like a wet, soggy barnyard. It's a dry, dusty, rugged, sexy barnyard. Like, this is a cool guy scent. This is like a cool cowboy scent. I don't know, like, I kind of like it. And I mean, so I see, because I used to think, like, why even make a fragrance with oud that leans barnyard? Gross. But now I can kind of see why. I know it sounds crazy. I think people could really like this, and it's super strong and smoky. And yeah, what do you think? If you tried it, what do you think? Okay, guys. Okay, I'm just going to get this over with. I'm going to rip it like a Band-Aid. Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. You guys, I don't like it. I'm sorry. That's all there is to say. Everybody else loves it except me. I'm the only one on the planet, in the universe, who does not like this fragrance. How embarrassing. So embarrassing. When I sprayed this fragrance, I was hoping for something so creamy and lactonic, like a caramel, but with a little bit of earthiness to ground it. You know, that balance that I love in a fragrance. This was Vanilla Yankee Candle, Yankee Doodle Dandle. Mighty, mighty artificially sweet, thin, clear, no milky creaminess. I've been really nervous to tell you guys that I don't like this because I know I'm the only one, but I can't do this fragrance. I cannot. So when I sprayed it, I was determined to figure out what this smells like, to compare it to something, because I knew it was something foodie. And so I started searching around my house and I started comparing it to everything in my house. The first thing I started checking was I started going through, I have some of those syrups that you put in coffee that are clear. I have a hazelnut one, I have a vanilla one, there's sugar-free ones. I think I have 2 or 3 of them. They were not as sweet as Bianco Latte. I got out my dad's maple syrup. My dad makes maple syrup, like taps the trees and boils it down, makes maple syrup. So Canadian, right? I got out his maple syrup out of the fridge, sniffed it. That wasn't even close to as sweet as this was. I smelled my vanilla extract. I smelled a bottle of salted caramel infused vodka. I was trying to find something as artificial and as sweet that I could compare this to, but nothing was as sweet as this. It either reminds me of like a Yankee Candle that has that like artificial vanilla, or maybe like a car freshener, like vanilla bean car freshener, or something like very, it's so artificial. Can't stand it. Now, I had a couple of real winners from my recent sample haul. One was Byron Mula Mula, and it's just a very beautiful berry scent with caramel and oud. And I really do like oud, but not the smoky kind, not necessarily the barnyard kind, but like what everybody, the kind that most people like a very smooth and sexy oud. I love this Mula Mula. Like, I kind of want a full bottle. I have this 5 ml decant that I got from Scent Split, and I feel like it's more than halfway gone. And I'm not too happy about that. Like, I am starting to feel panic that I'm gonna run out of this, but I really love Mula Mula. I think it's so pretty, and now they have a double caramel version, and I really want to smell that. I know they have samples of it on the scented.ca. Yana here on YouTube, you know, her decant website that she has. Another real winner for me was Luby Rouge by Christian Louboutin, and it's really sad that I like this because I think it's around $500 Canadian, so I'm probably not going to be getting it. But it came in this little tube and I decanted it into this, and I've worn it a couple times and I only have like less than a centimeter, like, you know, a third of an inch left. And this is a very pretty type of vanilla. It's almost like a chocolate cocoa powdery vanilla to me. Now I know iris is in it, and that's what's probably making it powdery. A little bit of the makeup powder, like the cosmetic powder smell that sometimes you get in certain fragrances, but it does almost have a little bit of a chocolatey vibe. I found it very soft, very pretty, really gorgeous. It's very light, very, very light. In fact, let me find my, oh yeah, so this is the only blotter out of all the ones that I have here. I've got quite a few. I cannot smell the Luby Rouge on it anymore. It faded really fast, and when I wear it on my skin, it fades really fast too. So I'm never gonna buy it, but I love that I've been able to smell it, and I love it. It does have a little bit of an aromatic or an herbal quality to it, but anyway, it's super beautiful. This was a winner as a sample. I mean, full bottle worthy. With it being this light, probably not. And I mean, I'm not gonna spend $500 on a bottle of perfume. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm not. I can't. I can. I won't. I do love it though. It is super pretty. Maybe someday. I don't know. I never say never. My whole vibe, you know, is, but you never know. I might say no now, but you never know. I could change my mind. I'm a human. Humans are allowed to change their mind. Another one that I really loved was Juliet Has a Gun Ego Stratus. Everyone talked about how masculine this is, but it is not to me at all. The only reason I haven't purchased a full bottle of this is because I found MAC Turquotic. I got a sample of MAC Turquotic in that same order, and they were very, very similar, but that one was just a little prettier than this one to me. It does have kind of that aquatic, fresh, pretty, like has a little bit of sweetness. It smells like there's a little bit of fruit in it. Right now, I don't even know what the notes are in it. I'm just totally guessing, but it's very fresh, very light. Not that it's not strong, but it's like a light, uplifting, fresh, kind of aquatic, a little bit lightly sweet. It's really pretty. I don't find it to lean masculine at all. To me, it's perfectly unisex, like completely. And I did end up going with the MAC Turquotic, like I said, but I could have very easily gotten a bottle of Juliet Has a Gun Ego Stratus. Very pretty, very lovely. It was a real winner for me. I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of Navitus releases, Kind Intentions and Ambrosia Imperial. I got samples of those from the scented.ca as well. Kind Intentions has a lot of smokiness in it to me, and it has sort of an orange blossom, orangey scent. So it's kind of orange with a cigarette smoke to me. Not a bad thing, but just not something I would reach for. And Ambrosia Imperial smells like banana peel to me, like the greenness, and like if you bit into a banana peel, like that, not the banana itself, but the banana peel, like biting into a banana peel. It's probably the saffron that's giving it that earthy smell to me. I'm not the biggest fan of banana, so I'm not the person you want to go to when you want to find out if this is one you're going to like. If you like banana, I think it's kind of a classy banana. Like it vibes a little bit like Jardins de Misfa, because that has like the dates with the saffron and whatever else is in it. Whereas this is more of the banana with the saffron. Not something that I would reach for either, but you know, you might love it. Black Phantom by Kilian. I had to try this one. I've been hearing so much about it for so long. And it started out like a very artificially sweet coffee. But there's something gorgeous about it. I think this could be, I want to give this a full wear test. It's really pretty. It's like coffee and chocolate. It's nice. Ode Orchid. Ode. Orchid by Mancera. This one was said to smell like Sensual Orchid by Laurent Maison, which was on my niche wish list. And it does have that similar smell. Now on skin, this had more citrus in the opening than that one does. And in the dry down, it had more of the bad breath musk, like the Mojave Ghost, rotten banana peel, bad breath kind of musk. So anyways, that's what I thought of Oud Orchid. Oud! Pegasus is nothing like what I expected. Everyone says it smells kind of like hypnotic poison. Everyone says it's kind of a cozy sort of almond and vanilla, but to me, it's very cold, very icy, very aroma chemical, very sharp and artificially cold, icy. Like, okay, maybe it has vanilla and almond, but they're sitting on a sheet of cold stainless steel. That's how I describe it. And to me, it's very masculine as far as traditional masculine scents that I have smelled before and what I've always assumed to be like masculine scents. I know that anyone can wear any fragrance, but to me, this is a total stereotypical masculine scent. So those are just my quick thoughts on some samples that I've sniffed lately. Most of them are first impressions or second and third impressions at the most. Do you guys like seeing first impressions, or do you want like full wear tests and full in-depth descriptions? Or do you just kind of want to know what these smell like? What they smell like to someone? Like, what does this smell like to you? Well, it smells like burning soldering iron. Well, what's this smell like to you? Well, it smells like a vanilla Yankee candle. I don't mind seeing first impressions videos. I actually like seeing just like what something smells like to someone right off the bat. What does this smell like to you? Kind of like a green banana peel. I just like to know what things smell like. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.